Jane, are you about to finish the procedure? Clementine, I'm sorry. It's going to take a little while. I'm sorry that I haven't done the shopping yet. Don't worry about that. I'm very sorry about this. I wonder if I could ask you to walk my dog. I'm sure he's waiting for you. Leave it to me. I'll take him for a walk. Thank you. I'll try to reach home as quick as I can. I'm not very good with legal procedures, so thank you for taking care of that on my behalf. Make sure you don't leave anything behind, please. I've been gone for a few days, so I need to clean up. I'll be home as soon as I can. Don't worry. I'll do the cleaning up for you. You can go anywhere you like. You don't have to come back to this house anymore. What do you mean? Because this is my husband's house. What? If my husband is gone, it's inevitably my house, isn't it? I don't need you here with me, right? So, I'm going to ask you to leave. Clementine, what are you talking about? You promised my son that you'll live together with me in the house, didn't you? That's why I was living with you. I was doing my best to live with you people I don't even like. People you don't even like? What are you talking about? Are you telling me that you put up with it when you were living together with us? That's what I mean. But my husband is dead anyway, so I don't have to put up with you anymore. There's no reason for me to live with you, so please leave this house tomorrow. That house is also the home of my husband and I. We've been trying to fulfill our dream for many years. And we finally managed to rebuild it a few years ago. Too bad that I only got to live with my husband for a little while. I'm so sorry about your husband. You had just finished a beautiful house, but he passed away so suddenly. Don't talk like that. Anyway, imported houses are great. Both you and your husband have a great taste, despite your age. I'm lucky to have the house rebuilt in a modern style. If you leave the house, I can invite my friends without hesitation and have all the home parties I want. I have no idea what you're talking about. When your husband passed away, the name of this house was changed to my husband's, right? What do you mean? Gee, seems that you're not very perceptive. You really are obtuse. Well, that's the reason why I'm asking you to leave. How can you say that? To begin with, my son just passed away. It's not the right time to talk about getting the house or who's the owner of the house. I really detest that old-fashioned thinking of yours. You keep saying about doing this and that just because a person is a woman or a newlywed. I've had enough of that. I don't see any point in that kind of thinking. I've put up with that so much in the past. From now on, I'm going to live my life as I like. Are you telling me that you didn't live the life you want to live before my son died? It's not like that. I had to be loved by my husband. Besides, I also had to make you and your husband like me. It was hard. I couldn't show my true self at that time. I see. So, you were living while deceiving us. Don't say that. It was fun in its own way. I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. Well, your husband liked me very much. He fed me lots of delicious food. Besides, I got this house too. Stop talking like that. My husband was so happy that his son finally got himself a really good wife. He was happy from the bottom of his heart. And yet, that's just what he thought, right? Well, I don't feel bad that you said that. But what a heartless person you are. Besides, I have my husband's insurance money. I can live happily ever after from now on. Wait a minute. Did you intend to marry my son just for his money from the beginning? That's not my main intention. I don't know when he's going to die anyway. I know that. My husband was kind, serious about his work, and he loved me too. I thought that with him, I would be safe. I loved him just the way he was. I can't believe you're such a terrible person. I don't know much about insurance, but I'm sure he left me a lot of money. I only have to thank my father-in-law and my husband for that. How dare you say such a thing at a time like this? It's beyond inappropriate. It's unforgivable. I don't care what you say. You don't have to come back home anymore. I just need you to take care of all the legal procedures before you leave the house. Jane, you didn't come home yesterday. Did you decide to get out of the house? I really think you made a good decision. I'm sorry about yesterday, Clementine. I was late since I had to take care of the paperwork. So I had to stay at an old friend's house. I'm sorry I didn't call you to let you know about that. Why are you apologizing? What? This house is no longer yours, so you don't need to apologize. I can't believe you're still saying that. This house is my husband's house. I mean, it's my house since I'm his wife. I think I told you that yesterday. Are you so stupid that you already forgot about that? Huh? I'm asking you to leave. You're free to do whatever you want and go wherever you want. How long are you going to talk so selfishly? I've had enough. I'm a widow, so I have to protect this house. I'll do my best while having fun. Stop blabbering nonsense. What do you mean you'll do your best? There is no way you can protect this house. Don't be a sore loser just because you're going to lose everything, Jane. In the first place, a stylish imported house like this doesn't suit you at all. What did you say? My husband and son worked so hard to build that house for me. I don't need you to tell me that. You changed your attitude the moment my son died. You're a scammer. You can call me that if you want. I don't care. After all, I'm a wealthy widow. I won't be offended even for a second. So, Jane, you know what you have to do, don't you? Don't you dare call my name. You don't need to get so mad at me. How can I not be angry with you? You're a scammer. Anyway, please take care of my husband's insurance money too. What? I told you, I'm not good with procedures. If you don't take care of it, I won't be able to get the money. So please finish all of the procedure properly. My life depends on it. I wonder if it's okay for you to say that, since you're a scammer. I don't think you have the right to get the insurance money. I told you to stop calling me a scammer, didn't I? I'm very upset because of you. Do you think I don't know anything you're up to? What are you talking about? You've been sneaking into my room and stole some jewelry, right? If you think I didn't notice that, you're wrong. What a thief. Oh, you knew about that? I can't believe you just called me a thief. It's a miracle that you were aware of it. All those accessories you stole were gifts from my husband. He bought them for me on our wedding anniversary every year. What did you do with them? Do you really want to know what I did with the jewelry? I'm sure my husband noticed and fixed them, so they must be somewhere inside the house. If you lie, you'll be in big trouble later. I'm not lying. If you clean up my husband's room, you'll find out. That's not all. Now what? You pulled out the credit card from my son's wallet. Then you bought all the clothes, bags, and shoes that you like. Do you have any proof for that? My son was having a hard time accepting the fact that you had been using his money he worked so hard to earn. What? You thought my son didn't know about that? My husband didn't use credit cards, so he couldn't have known. You're the one who's reporting that to him, weren't you? It's so surprising that you really don't have any common sense. Whenever you made a purchase with credit card, my son got an email that shows what you bought. Is that so? The email tells him about how much you spent and at which store. Really? I didn't know that because I don't have my own credit card. But my husband didn't say anything to me, so I'm sure that he didn't mind at all. No way. What made you think so? Because I work hard as a housewife. Even though you didn't do a single house chore? I take out the garbage every day. But you asked someone else to do shopping. I did my own shopping. You didn't even cook my son's meals. My husband is a kind man. He was never a fussy eater like you. I see. Now is the only time you could say something like that. I will never forgive you. I can't believe you married my son for his fortune. I really feel sorry for him. That's not true. I loved my husband just the way he was. Seems that I can't even have a proper conversation with you. Let's not be so tough on each other, Jane. I'm asking you to take care of the insurance money for me. I've told you many times, my life depends on it. Jane, when will the insurance money be paid? I need money for my living expenses. So please, take care of that quickly. There will be no insurance money for you. Huh? What do you mean? I'm getting all of my son's inheritance, including his insurance money. What are you talking about? Don't be silly. Get out of here, you useless old hag. Worst case scenario, I can sell this house and get the money. I can't believe you dare say that. My son, my husband and I worked so hard to build this house, and now you want to sell it? It's just unbelievable. I'm a widow now, and I need money to live on. Your son is dead, so you need to take responsibility. Give me the insurance money as soon as you can. I can't do that. Why not? My son was very worried. He said you were shopping around by using his credit cards to the maximum amount. But my husband didn't complain at all. So I don't think he disagreed with what I did. You've been using the money to have affairs with several men, right? Huh? Have you lost your mind after your son died? I've had enough of hearing your nonsense talking. Then I'm going to expose something to you. Can you explain this? What? In this picture, you're wearing fancy clothes and makeup. You're walking with several flirtatious men. Oh, I think you've got the wrong person. With all that makeup on, how would anyone notice who the person is? What about this? It's you walking into a hotel with one of those flirty guys. Geez, how did you get that picture? Your shopping spree was unusual. Before he died, my son had an investigation agency to investigate your behavior. I'm sure he wanted to get all the evidence he could to settle the score. I can't believe he did that. My husband is not that kind of person. He laughed cheerfully and forgave me all the time. But you can't go this far. You don't have a credit card because you couldn't get one, right? Huh? You are so full of debt that you're not eligible to have any credit card. That's why you were using my son's. That's not true. Please don't speculate on your own. My son has been prepared for the worst scenario. I don't understand. First, he changed the name of the house from his to mine. What? I haven't heard a word about it. He said he didn't know when the debtor would take it because of your debt, so I advised him to do that. Why did you give him unnecessary advice? So this house is... Yes, it's my house. You're the one who must leave. That's ridiculous. I was supposed to be the owner of this beautiful house. You're wrong. But it's fine. I still have my husband's insurance money. It's a shame that I didn't get the house, but I can get myself a fancy condo. Absolutely not. My son must have realized that you are a nasty person, so he changed the beneficiary of the insurance money to me. No way! That's impossible! He said he didn't want you to take all his money when he died. If you think I'm lying, I can show you a copy of the insurance policy. I can't believe this is really happening. I thought I'm going to be a wealthy widow from now on. Anyway, what did you do with the jewelry you stole from me? I told you that if you search my husband's room, you'll find them, didn't I? Then look for it now and send me the picture. What? I don't want to do that. It's troublesome. You refuse to do that because all of those are gone, right? That's not true. Stop lying. My son found the receipt from the pawn shop. That proves that all of my jewelry were sold. No kidding! I bet you got a lot of money for selling those, didn't you? They were all jewelry from famous brands that my husband had spent a lot of money to buy for me. Well, I finally understood that you did that just to have affairs with several men. You're going to have a hard time finding money from now on. What? You won't get a dime of the insurance money. So how are you going to live your life from now on? You have no other choice than to work day and night. I have a place to live, and if I get a part-time job, I'll be able to survive. What do you mean that you have a place to live? I'm talking about this house. Did you forget? I know my husband died, but I'm still his wife. Let's live in harmony as daughter and mother-in-law. Stop joking. I want you to leave that house immediately. Huh? Don't be so mean. Don't you dare to say that to me. Remember the evil you've done. My son, who's now in heaven, is hurting too. So for your son's sake, I will regret what I've done while living in this house. You must be kidding me. By the way, there's more. What else? I went for a consultation yesterday. What kind of consultation? About my jewelry you stole and my son's credit card. You've been using my son's credit card like crazy, haven't you? You can't just come up with something like that now. There's no proof that I stole the jewelry. Also, the credit card is in my husband's name, so he can't complain if I, his wife, use it. But you know what? We have pets. Did you forget that we have cameras installed so that we can watch our dog when we're not home? Oh no! I checked it and saw you grabbing my jewelry. I caught you walking past. That's not true. You know what? Even family members can sue you about your credit cards. Really? But my son is already dead. I was talking to a friend of mine about what to do. By the way, my friend is a lawyer. A lawyer? What's going to happen to me? Well, he said, you'll have to pay me what you've spent. He said he would do everything in his power to make sure that happens. No way! How much is it, by the way? I just had a quick look, but it was at least $50,000. There's no way I can pay that much. I'm not going to let you get away with it. So make sure you pay back that exact amount to me, and I don't care if you need a lifetime to finish the payment. You've betrayed my family members. Do you want the house and also take my son's insurance money? Don't be ridiculous. You won't get those. Then what about my lovely guy? If I can't contribute anymore, he'll... It's none of my business. You are just one of his customers after all. He won't bother even if you disappear. That's not true. We're definitely going to be together in the future. You can say whatever you want. I'm a professional in that field. He was just taking advantage of you. Oh no. You were literally left penniless. You should be thankful that I didn't turn you in to the police. Anyway, I'll make sure I get back exactly what you spent. Jane, I'm going to lose my house too. Well, it's my house anyway. I won't even get my husband's insurance money. Looks like my son made the right decision and I'm proud of him. How do you expect me to pay you back? You'll have to figure that out on your own. You can go back to your parents' house and work, or you can rent a shabby and cheap apartment, then work. I'm sure there are many ways. There is no way I can go back to my parents' house. Then why don't you rent an apartment and go to work? I can't afford the rent. If you can't afford the rent, then you could live in and work, you know? I don't want to do that. Jane, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. Please forgive me. It's too late for you to apologize now. I wish you had apologized while my son was still alive. I will never forgive you. I will be relentless in collecting the money you owe me. Remember that. I'm sorry, Jane. Please forgive me. It was wrong of me to fall in love with a guy from the nightclub. I'm sincerely sorry. So please, let me live in this house. I refuse. That house is filled with my husband and son's ideas. I can't let someone like you live in such a precious home. Get out of the house. Help me, Jane. If you don't leave by tomorrow, I'll turn you in to the police. Please don't say that. I've been a good girl all this time. You're not making any sense. You'll be communicating through my lawyer from now on. I'm going to block your number. Don't you ever appear in front of me again. Please, Jane, I'm sorry. I beg you to help me. After this, Clementine was forced to work at a factory. She was crying most of the time. The lawyer, who was a friend of mine, felt that talking to her was not going to get us anywhere. So he told her parents the whole story. Her parents were furious. They promised that she would live under their supervision for the rest of her life. In the meantime, her parents paid back all the money she had spent in one lump sum. I felt sorry for them, but I can't forgive Clementine for betraying my son. I'm glad that I did this. Now I have started a quiet life in a house filled with my husband's and son's thoughts and feelings. When I feel more at ease, I would like to start looking for a hobby.
Hello there. Sorry for the sudden contact. Are you Frank's wife? Yes, I am. Who is this? Actually, I'm dating your husband. My name is Amber. Seriously, I don't understand what you're trying to say. Didn't Frank tell you? I told him to talk to you properly. Honestly speaking, I haven't heard anything from him. Are you saying that my husband is having an affair with you? I don't think it's an affair anyway. Why do you think so? Because Frank and I really love each other, so it's definitely not an affair. Well, in the eyes of the general public, it may be seen as some sort of cheating. I'm sorry about that. Well, what do you want from me then? I have nothing to say to you. By the way, are you aware how risky it is for you to contact me like this? Of course I do, but I still had to contact you since you're Frank's current wife. Current wife, huh? Sorry, but I'm confused about a lot of things, and there are still some things I haven't caught up on. First, how did you find out about my contact information? Of course I looked at Frank's phone, memorized his ID, and searched for it. I did it while he was sleeping. I don't think you should have done that. I mean, you just used his phone without permission, and you contacted me recklessly. Anyway, we're prepared to pay you the full amount of the alimony. I can see that you're very well prepared. Excuse me for asking this question, but do you have a job? I'm a receptionist at the company Frank works for. I have some savings. I see. By the way, how much are you planning to pay for the alimony? About $2,000. I think that's more than enough, right? I think you need to revise the amount. What? Are you telling me that you only need less than that? Of course not. I wonder why you don't understand about the correct amount for alimony. But I can see that you're not sorry for what you've done at all. So you mean that the amount is $20,000? Yes, that's right. It depends on the case anyway. That much? That's too much. I have a 2-year-old daughter. Your affair with my husband will hurt her feelings badly too. You have to take into consideration as well. I know you have a young child, but we have a child here too. Are you kidding me? I can't believe that. You know what? I'm pregnant and it's Frank's child. Really? Yes, I'm 4 months pregnant. Oh my God, I can't believe Frank made you pregnant. I want to give birth to this child and build a happy family with Frank. So please, Julia, please divorce Frank. So I can get married to him. I haven't heard anything from Frank himself. Besides, I have a child to take care of, so I need to check first. Can you give me time to talk with Frank? Of course. I'm sure that he will divorce you. As for the alimony, I would appreciate it if you could give me a small discount. It costs a lot of money to have a baby. That sounds very selfish. I will consult with a legal expert and determine the amount. You must divorce Frank as soon as possible, before this baby is born. Either way, I don't think it will take that much time, so please don't worry. Now, if you'll excuse me. I had a hunch that Frank was having an affair, but I had no idea that he was having a child. I was still in a daze about how to tell him and greeted him when he came home. When he came home and tried to touch my daughter, I felt a surge of disgust. I realized that I've had enough, so I started discussing about divorce. Hello, Amber. Sorry for the delay. Finally, you contacted me. I've been waiting for you. Sorry to keep you waiting. It took a long time. I finally finished the divorce proceedings with Frank. Really? I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Anyway, have you heard anything from Frank yet? I've only met him at work since then, so I haven't heard anything from him. Well, I asked Frank to pay alimony and child support in one lump sum. I've hired a lawyer to complete all the procedures. We are now preparing to file a claim for alimony against you. I can't believe you don't know something as important as this. You're still going to ask for alimony? You were prepared for this, weren't you? Of course, I saved up the money so that me and Frank can build a happy family together. I will send the amount to you again by a certified mail. Please follow the instructions and make your payment. By the way, how much is it? Approximately $30,000. What? That's too much. Can you at least make it less? I'm going to have a baby now, and I'm sure I'm going to need a lot of things. You have a child yourself, so you understand that, don't you? Of course, I understand that a child costs money, but that's not a different case. I'm not going to give you any discount for alimony. I have a young child. My husband cheated on me and we're getting divorced. You have robbed the mother and her daughter of their happiness. Please understand that and remorse on what you've done. I understand. I have Frank to support the house with income anyway. I think I can manage, so I will pay you the alimony. It must be hard for you now that Frank is no longer your breadwinner, huh? Yes, it is hard. Thank you for your concern. I'm sorry I stole Frank away from you. Why did you go out with him if you knew that he was a married man? You knew the consequences, didn't you? Because I fell in love with him and wanted to be in a serious relationship. Frank said that his wife isn't pretty. He said it over and over again that he'd rather have me since I'm young and pretty. I can't just abandon him, can I? Oh, I see. Julia, you're busy taking care of your child that you got distracted and abandoned your responsibility to take care of yourself as a woman. That's why Frank dumped you. I think it can't be helped. What do you mean? I think you should reconsider that before you find the next person you want to have a date with. Thank you for your advice. My pleasure. The key to happiness is for a woman to always be pretty. I think it would be good for you to keep that in mind. I've never met you, but I'm sure you must be very pretty. Well, I'm a receptionist who works for a major company. I'm sure that I was hired because of my beauty. I see. You must be Frank's favorite type of woman. Do you think so? Frank has been in love with me from the beginning. I'm so happy to think that I'm destined to be loved by him from now on. I hope that your happiness will last for a long time. Julia, thank you so much for divorcing Frank. I hope you'll live a happy life too. Thank you. That's very nice of you. At this time, I was sure that Amber really thought she could be happy. I told my lawyer to request alimony from Julia. She agreed to pay in installments as a lump sum indeed difficult. 2 weeks after the first payment, she learned the truth about Frank. Julia, what on earth is going on? Please contact me now. Please. Amber, what's wrong? Don't pretend that you don't know anything about this. Why doesn't Frank come to me? I don't know, okay, but he already left the house. I thought he went to your place. Please don't lie to me. I know you divorced Frank in order to get a high alimony payment from me. You lied and stayed with him, didn't you? This is a fraud. Are you regretting it now? Please let Frank go as soon as possible. What are you talking about? Frank has moved out of the house. My daughter and I have already moved out too. I don't even know where he is. When he left, Frank said he's going to be with someone he really loves. Didn't he go to your place? I don't even know what happened to him after he left home. Not only did he not come, but I can't talk to him when I see him at work, and I can't contact him. What should I do? Well, looks like the woman Frank loves is not you. What a pity. I don't understand what you're trying to say. Please explain. It's Frank's fault for not informing you properly, isn't it? Actually, he's having affairs with 3 women, including you. You really didn't know about that? Seriously? You mean he's having affairs with several women at a time? It's unbelievable, isn't it? From the beginning, I had a feeling that he was cheating on me. When I got a call from you and questioned him, he came up with names other than you. When I asked him more, he told me that he was having an affair with 3 other women, including you. Can you believe that? He's such a jerk. I don't think I can do the same thing. Of course, I won't do anything that will hurt others' feelings. Are you really sure about that? Do you think he went to other women's place? But he told me that he loves me. I'm pregnant with this child. I know. Did you tell him about that? I did. I just said it on the phone. I'm sure he ran away from you. He's a coward. That sucks. If I pay you the alimony, I'll be penniless. What should I do? You promised me to pay the alimony. You also agreed to the amount. You should be thankful that I'm letting you pay in installments. It's none of my business. How are you going to get the money from? What are you talking about? I don't think I should be thankful to you. Let me say it again. I have nothing to do with Frank anymore. From now on, please get in touch with him by yourself. I tried, but he didn't answer my calls. Can you contact him for me? I'm sure he'll listen to you. Please help me. Why should I cooperate with an unfaithful husband who calls my divorce? That's a complete nonsense. But Frank went for another woman. It's not just my fault, don't you think so? Stop talking nonsense. It's your fault too. I'm not saying that I hate you, but I won't cooperate with you even if the world turned upside down. I've suffered enough myself. I have no time to deal with your joke. Please don't say that. If Frank leaves me, how am I supposed to live from now on? No matter what it takes, why don't you just get Frank to admit that he's the father of your child? But he won't contact me. That's why I'm asking you a favor. I don't know what's going on with you guys, but I'm not Frank's wife anymore. I don't want to get involved. You won't help me? I won't be able to pay the alimony if you don't help me. If that happens, you'll be in trouble too, right? Don't worry. I'll do whatever it takes to get my alimony paid. I'll never let you run away from paying the alimony. Please, if I don't, do help me. I'll really be all by myself. That's impossible. Julia, we love the same man, right? I regret it so much now, but I don't even want to be reminded of it. Please don't say that. I thought me and Frank were about to get married and have a baby. I quit my job too. So please, at least you must cancel the alimony. I beg you. I can't pay that much by myself. Please transfer the fee to the specified account in the specified amount on the specified date. A promise is a promise. I'm sorry that I'm not a kind person. Oh no! I apologize from the bottom of my heart for having an affair with your husband. Please forgive me. That's not the way to say it. You haven't apologized from the bottom of your heart before, have you? That's not true. I apologize from the bottom of my heart even more than before. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'm a victim too. So please reconsider about the amount of alimony. There's no way I'm going to do that. Please just pay the alimony since I appreciate it more sincerely than your apology. I don't have any money. Please, at least tell Frank somehow. He said that he would come to me. I can't even give birth to his baby at this point. Frank has nothing to do with me anymore. I have no obligation to take care of you that much. Well, I'd be better off now. I wish you a long and happy life. I can't live a happy life in this state. Julia, please. That's because you were having an affair with Frank. I sincerely hope that from now on you won't make the same mistake ever again. Goodbye. In the end, Amber got so desperate that she told everything out loud at the office. She and Frank were both called in by the HR. It seems that all the other women with whom Frank was having an affair were in different departments in the company. Frank is now in a sticky situation. Well, he got what he deserved anyway. I'm going to check with the other partners to see if they knew that I was married to Frank. I'm consulting with a lawyer to see if I should file a claim for alimony. Frank seems to end up together with Amber, who is pregnant with this child. I hope the two of them will do their best from now on.